All right, friends, it's market time again. This time it's indoors. And so the setup is a little bit, it's market day and it's inside this time. So no sweating, no rain, no wind. Let's go set up this crochet booth and see what sells. Hey friends, I am Diana, and this for me is market time. I tend to do markets in the fall to December because in the spring I am a track coach, and so that doesn't really work for me. In this video, I am going to make it into chapters. So if you want to see the pre-setup, I have chapters for that, and I have the actual setup, and then I have my market, and then at the end there is going to be a breakdown of what sold and what didn't sell, which is pretty good because I'm making this little bit after my market. And so if you want to see that or skip to different chapters, those are marked in the description below, and you will see the little pauses in the video. If you've ever wondered what those are, that's what those are. Those are chapters put in. The other thing in this video is anything that I've talked about that is an item I used or a pattern I used, I have also linked that in the description below. You'll want to watch this video all the way through because in the video I give some tips, some things that I learned as I went along, and at the end I'm going to give that breakdown of what was the thing that most sold, how much money I made compared to last year, all those good things, and I did actually sell out of a couple things. Let's jump right in. All right, I'm getting ready for my market, and I'm making, say hello to all my Wonder Women and Steve. I have to put my tags up here, so distracted, because apparently these are delicious for my dog. She loves them, so I have to put them up here. So I decided to create some different items to go to my market. So I have a friend who thinks this is a turkey, but it's actually a rooster. And this pattern is by Oak and Marlowe. All these little birds, these mallard and this other duck, are all in the same pattern. Just mad genius skills. And she just announced that she has a modification that's free for these guys that is an ostrich and is really cute. So hopefully that'll come out and you can use that too. So then I decided to do, and this is from the Fable collection. So then I decided to do kitties because who doesn't love a good kitty? Aren't these cute? So adorable. And then, of course, I had to make the dogs because people love dogs. So this one's just a plain one. And then I made a Dalmatian. So I just made the Dalmatian up myself and just kind of put black on it. And then I just finished, I'm going to make a third one. I'm trying to do them in threes. So I have these cute little bunny rabbits in their overalls, and I wonder if I can get it to an angle where you can see it, but their headbands are sparkly and they're removable. So these are going to be new for this next coming market. So I'm going to make another bunny, and I may make another kitty, I'm not sure, but I know that I need to make some more kitties because the kitties in my last market were very popular. So this is not new, and yeah. One of the biggest tips that I try and do is to set up before my market. And so this is just the first day of setup. And I like to have all of my items accounted for because I found out the hard way that even if I did a market 2 weeks ago, I still need to have everything out. So then a little bit different setup than last time. And I'm going to have here, I have 2 plant holders that I'm going to display some items. But as you can see, I really do have everything. So there's my chair and there's the top to my plant holders. So when I get this more set up, I'll do another video. But I just thought maybe you would want to see the pre-setup on this one. And the cool thing about this market that I'm doing this time is that it's going to be an indoor market, which I'm really glad about because it's almost like you get a little bit more space. I mean, I guess if I wanted to, I could take a tent, but I don't want to have to set up a tent because then it'll block my light. So there you go for today. All right, so I have been working on making axolotls This morning, I'm gonna make some smaller ones and some larger ones. And yes, it's the day before my market, but they sold out last time and I still have 3 markets, so they don't sell tomorrow, that'll be fine. Still need to label these friends that are up here, all those that I think I've gone through, and he is a new friend. And then I made this guy yesterday. I think he turned out really cute. Oops, he's falling off. And I made this little friend yesterday's too. And then what fell on the floor, of course, what's a little bit of excitement if I don't do a little tester of a crochet pattern that is coming out. And isn't this adorable? I was super excited. So I will put the link in the description for this guy. And he may not go for this market, but the eyes, I made the eyes really fun. If you guys think I should do a tutorial on that, just let me know. And I want to show you how my setup is going so far. I just ate a snack, took a break. So anyway, this is possibly how my setup's going to go. I think I'm going to put some things down here. And of course I have my racks up here that will go for my purses and my loveys that I have. And I made new signage. Look at this. I'm super proud of this. I used Canva for that. And then here's my checklist, which is a free checklist by Cameron's Cute Creations. I will put that link in the description too. If this is your first time watching my channel, I have done a couple different markets and this is the setup. And I'm glad I do pre-setup because I need to find my other tablecloth that's white. For my last market, I used black. And the other one has pins on it for my signage, which will go on this part of it because this is going to be an indoor market. So I'm not going to put my tablecloths on, but I do have the pins set up already because I did markets last year. So here is so far, and excuse the background, it's my ofrenda for my family. And then I'm going to do plan to do my flowers right here, and then the vases here and here, and then possibly something creative with my flowers in that cute thing. And that's stuff that I've had for a while. Then I have this set up, and I'm playing with the idea of making this like the pound section. So I'll have dogs and cats, things on this table. I haven't quite figured that out. And then I always bring my chair. I forgot it at this market last year, and I borrowed a chair and it was extremely uncomfortable. Cool thing, my mom gave me these 2 baskets. I have 2 of them, and I'm not so sure how I'm going to use them just yet, but I love how they look and they're really cool. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do. And then here are my TV tray tables. So what I want to do is have one of them have my mystery bags on it because that seemed super popular last time. I've done like bestsellers on the end of the table, but for me, that doesn't seem to work. So I'm trying a new idea there. And what I'm also going to do is have all the things that are like together, like I'm making my axolotls. Those will all go together. And you may be wondering why I have these gray baskets in there. That just gives me another layer so that my creatures can sit up a little bit and then I can stack things around them. I kind of did that with my last market and I was like, oh, I have those gray baskets. So I actually have 4 of them. There's 2 on this one. So we'll see how that works. So here is the pre-setup. And I need to remember to put my handles on the back side of my table when I set up tomorrow. So there you go, so far. All right, so I still have things in the boxes, but they are going to go over the top of my hanging part here. So decided to put my hats here because I don't know where else to put them. And then this is gonna be a little bit more crowded because I'm gonna be at this market a little bit longer, but I grabbed some of my blankets so I can use those because it was empty on the bottom. And then I tried to put all the birds together So chickens are all together, and I still have quite a few chickens with their nests, so I put them in there. And then this is just kind of, so the stickers have a fun container for this month. And then I still have more ghosts in my bag, but I didn't unload them all. I pulled all of my frogs out. There's my new sign. And I randomly put a turtle there because why not? And here are the roses. I didn't put them all out because I didn't feel like, just for this purpose. And then I decided to do 3 on the rose. I might take 1 out of there so it just doesn't look blah. My spiders, this is kind of my Halloween corner. And then that's where I put my pouches in the cute container. I found a home for it, so I'm gonna have to probably put one of those on the table because it's crowded. But then I need to put him probably over here. So I haven't taken my pictures yet, just to give me an idea. Okay. And this is the base to my keychain holder. All of these things I have on my shop for market prep stuff. So then I think I want to make a sign that says ocean, and then dragon and dino. And then these are larger items that can be like decor items. And then here are my axolotls and my turtles. So this is going to be like adopt a pet corner. And then I have this random basket of stuff that I may move over on this other counter. I may put the spiders over here. So here are all the cats all together. So I have 1 big cat loaf left. And then I have a snake because, you know, I have no place for him. So, and then this is where my mystery bags are gonna go. Oh, it's always gonna be interesting to see how it actually turns out on market day. So again, I think I'm gonna move this over there and then put the spiders over here in the front. So, oh, and I cannot find for the life of me the other white tablecloth. I have looked in all the closets. So I have my 2 black ones. The white one that I'm missing is the one that has the pins on it. So I'm taking extra safety pins if I end up using my black one. And there's Fiona, super helper, and Ginger Snap, another super helper. Just kidding. I put the spiders in there and put this tray over here. I don't know. It's just hard because those are all just like random smaller things. I still need to label a couple of those and label my axolotl and my Oak and Marlowe dolls. But I'm liking it. Getting ready to load this up. I have extra things than I did last time. So I have a riser and then I have these extra baskets. But I have my food, my stuff to do, my water. Love my dahlia, is the best purchase ever. So here we go. We're gonna take the truck this time and not my 4Runner because I have extra stuff. All right, new view. We were able to actually pack everything in the truck, and it seems like my husband packed better than last time because we had more stuff, it seems like last time, or we were more full, I don't know, that we went to this event. And so I'm pretty happy. So we got some new baskets and some different things that I haven't used before. So this market is about 20 minutes from our house. And thankfully it's early enough on a Saturday morning that traffic isn't too bad. So I will, once we get there, I'll show you where it is, and then I'll show you my location and the setup, and hopefully I can do some breakdown of the day. Hopefully I'm not situated next to another crocheter like I was last year. So we will see. Super exciting. I am number 8 right there. And look, I'm right there in the front. So we'll go tour that just a second. Okay, I'm all set up. We're in a gym. And I just go slow through here. Decided to put my hats right here in the front. And I think that this area is larger than a 10 by 10, which is fabulous. Then I realized I didn't label that blanket, but it's for aesthetics. So if somebody asked me about it, I can price it like that one, which I finished pricing last night. So here are all the purses. And then I added
these cool market bags. I absolutely love these, how these turned out. They are fabulous. So I just used color changing yarn for those and just did a granny square and then did just pom-poms around. Super simple. And then my husband helped me set up these little guys, and they have glitter on them. So I keep brushing glitter off everything. Here are my chickens and my cats. So because I don't have a tent where I can hang it up, I pinned my sign. Then I rearranged these guys just a little bit so all of my bees are out. They're just piled up. All of my frogs are out. I was just visiting with my fellow crocheter friend that I met last year. There's 2 of us today, which is great. Then I have my stickers. I have my spiders. I can't remember, somebody in my family called them pidus. Spiders. And then my little Halloween corner. And my pouches. And my flowers. And my business cards. My old ones and my new ones. My keychains. And then there are my signs. I printed those out. There's the pumpkin man. It's hanging out up there. There's my axolotls. Wonder if they'll sell. There's my turtle army. And here is my random bucket of stuff. All my kitty cats. And then a fox. And then look at that. There's an adopt a pet. There's the dogs. There's the bunnies. And hopefully you got all my recording because it keeps stopping because people are texting me. So there you go. There's my mystery bags. And then I got my new thank you bags that I will put over by my chair, which my husband's sitting in. So I may look a little crazy, but I'm going to talk to the camera. It has been a little bit quiet, but I'm really excited because I sold 2 items that have been in my inventory for a very long time. So that's a happy thing. Yeah, that's all I got to report. We're about an hour and 15 minutes in and I've made 3 sales. So that's pretty good. So, and there's not a lot of not as many vendors as there were last year. I think there's like 22 in last year there. I think there was significantly more. I'll have to go back and look and see how many there were. Or maybe I'll put the number in here. So I am creating little axolotls while I'm waiting for customers, and then I'm going to work on a custom order that I have that I need to finish, and just trying to use up my time wisely and be here till 4. So I'm glad I have good snack. So I forgot my jacket at home. It didn't get packed, so I'm using one of my blankets to cover me up because it's freezing in here. Okay, just to check in, I made up my booth fee, and I'm about $21 that I've made today. Woo! And I still have a few hours to go, so doing good. And I've made 3 axolotls, and I am working on my custom order. So there we go.
Sales was $401. Now this is about a little over $100 less than I did last year. So I was pretty happy with that because the traffic was much less than it was last year. Now my total take home, because I do add taxes to my items, was $371.90. According to Square, because I run everything through Square, I am not sponsored by them. I have my inventory through Square. So if I take a cash or Zelle or other payment that isn't a credit card statement, I also log that in, so I have that information. So everything is tallied and organized for me in Square. It's awesome. So according to Square, I had 18 transactions. I did sell out of my little spiders. I had orange spiders. That's the one that sold out. I still have the brown, I still have the purple, and I still have the gray. You would think, because it was more Halloween type themed, but these spiders can go out as well because there are spiders that are those colors. So if I wanted to continue to add those to my markets, I could, and that wouldn't be a problem. The highest category, because in Square you can categorize your items that you're selling, and the highest category that sold was Halloween. I sold 9 out of Halloween. I'm just going to run down the total. So I had amigurumi. I sold 4. I had backpack buddies. I sold 2 of those, which are just like keychains. Is what I call backpack buddies. I sold 1 cat. I sold 2 chickens, which was very happy because I had one of those chickens in the nest that I've been carrying around with me forever, and it finally sold, which was super happy. And then I sold one that had the oak and marlow that they had in the little overalls, so that one sold. I sold 1 dog, and surprisingly, it was the plain brown dog. It wasn't the Dalmatian, and it wasn't the other dog that had spots, the gray dog. So apparently I'm going to have to to replace my inventory, I'm going to have to make another plain dog. I sold 1 dragon, so it was a smaller dragon. And then I sold 1 levy. Now that was fun because it was my own design. I'm still working on that one. And I've taken it to so many markets and it's not sold. The lady came across from over beyond in the gym and came over and snagged it, didn't even look at the price, bought it and left. And I was really happy because she bought it as a baby gift. So that was super exciting for me because I don't have to take it to another market, and someone fell in love with it. I love it. You will always have people that will find and be your people and love what you're selling. So don't stress too much about, oh, am I making the right thing? Because in different areas, things are going to be different. You know, like people are going to like things a little bit differently. I did sell another one of my monsters that, again, I've been taking around with me forever. I sold 1 turtle, which was super happy as well. And it was one that I didn't think was going to sell because it was gray and it had like flowers on the top of it. So again, I've been taking that guy around with me since forever too, for like a couple years. And so I was super excited. I was about to put him in one of my mystery bags. But so you just never know what's going to be popular at which market. How are you doing at your markets? Have you sold at a market? What do you find is the most successful things that you sell in your area? If you have any questions for me, go ahead and pop them down in the comments, and maybe somebody else has that same question, and so maybe I can help with answering any questions. By far, I am not a professional. I just am very enthusiastic and love what I do. I really appreciate you watching today. Happy crocheting!